So we're finally back in the car.
And we're heading to pick up our guest.
And Shannon, as usual, when we're ready to leave, says, oh wait, is the back door locked? Oh wait, I don't have anything to drink. Oh wait, come on, let's go.
Yeah, we always seem to get the stuff done on time, so I don't know. Are you pointing that at me? It doesn't look like it.
Yeah, I'm pointing it at you.
Oh, it kind of looked like it was over there.
This man, he has no confidence in my camera skills. Although, to be fair, I don't have any confidence in my camera skills either.
I have history to back up my
distrust.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. So this is how it. Every time we have to leave somewhere, for one reason or another, he stops because he's got to say one more thing, or he's got to get one more thing, or he just remembered one more thing. And I'm constantly sitting there, let's go, come on. He's worse than a woman sometimes.
I'll refrain from making a comment to that.
Oh, ever the gentleman. Oh, watch this truck. Here in Tennessee, we have a phenomenon called let's just turn whatever direction we want to, and we'll let everybody guess because we're not using our turn signals for anybody. Oh, look, somebody used their turn signal.
It happens occasionally.
But just as I was saying, nobody uses their turn signal. Somebody used their turn signal, but nobody uses their turn signal. We were actually coming up to an intersection. The guy looked like he was turning, but he didn't have any turn signals on, and he was waiting and waiting and waiting, so we assumed that for once he was going straight. As soon as we get by him, he turned. And I was like, dude, you had so many opportunities to turn. You did not have to wait.
It gets annoying.
It does.
Bunch of bricks in the road. What the?
Somebody had a party.
And it's still hot and muggy.
Really hot and muggy. But at least it's not raining, which means the baseball game will not be rained out. Woohoo!
Well, it's not raining now. The baseball game isn't for another 3 hours.
Right. So it could still rain because, I mean, why not? It has all week anyway.
Basically, yeah.
And the week before that, and the week before that. I think we had like maybe one day 2 weeks ago that it didn't rain.
Yeah, it let me mow the grass.
Well, yesterday, or not yesterday, but the last week, the last time you mowed the grass, it still rained.
It
then
just stopped raining and
it stopped raining. The sun came out. It was so hot that it dried the grass enough that he could actually mow. So we got it mowed. Then we went out and had a fire. That's the first video that we posted actually. And all of a sudden, while we're out there enjoying our nice little fire, waiting for the aliens to abduct our campfire, it just opened up and started thundering and lightning, and then it started sprinkling, and I told Shannon, I said, we better get everything in because by the time we get everything in, it's just gonna open up and come down. We got everything in. Hun, watch this guy. I do not trust Tennessee drivers. I'm sorry, Tennessee, I don't trust you. But as soon as we got the camera and the lighting equipment and the chairs in, no sooner did we get everything in, and all of a sudden, sure enough, it just downpoured. Thankfully, our cat was inside, and then we couldn't find the cat, and then we went looking for her, and that's when we found her on the bed. And I don't know why she thinks we got her a full twin-sized bed. I mean, she doesn't take up that much room. So, but yeah, lots of rain, lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of rain. We're over the rain, if you couldn't figure that out. On the other hand, everything looks really pretty with it being nice and warm out today. The flowers are blooming, everything's green and lush. California hates us. because they're not getting any of our rain. California, I promise you, if we could figure out a way to teleport our rain to you, we would do it in a heartbeat. I promise. We're over it. We're ready for... Well, some of us are ready for we're ready for summer is what we're ready for. It's July and we haven't really had summer because it's been nothing but spring rain all summer long.
And in between there, hot and humid.
Right. Which we don't mind, but like it's hot and humid in July. This is supposed to be August weather. You know, rain in the spring, hot and humid in August. Everything's honky-dory. Now we're getting on the freeway. I hate the freeway. I hate it.
Well, like I said before, quickest way around.
It really is, honestly. I mean, I cannot argue that logic, but I hate it.
This is a big little city. You try to take back roads, and with all the mountains that we have around us, it takes you twice as long to get places if you take it back.
This is one of Shannon's favorite mountains, right ahead of us. This is his favorite mountain to take our family and friends on when they come to visit us. It's actually, there's one part, okay, now it's gone, it disappeared behind the trees. But there's one part where it's relatively easy to get up. I mean, 10-year-olds go up there and with no problem. And we take our family and friends up there and they're like, well, where's the mountains you climb? And it's like, you can't handle the mountains we climb. Again, my family lives up in Indiana. They live on the plains. They live on flat territory. They are not used to these mountains.
But we get to enjoy views like this.
Oh, yeah.
That's coming up just past this bridge here.
I mean, how can you deny the beauty of that?
And it gets better the further that you go up the freeway.
That is, I will say that is one of the best parts about the freeway. Yeah, Buffalo Mountain right there. There's
hiked that whole mountain all the way across the top of it. I've been up at those towers. I've been all over that mountain.
Yeah. Him and my son both have. There's still a few pieces that I have not hiked because I'm a wuss. I am not an outdoors type person at all.
Although because of the rain, I haven't even been hiking that much.
Right.
And the last time that I went hiking, I also went kayaking and burnt myself up so bad I had to be in a wheelchair.
This is very true. What he burnt was his legs really badly. He had like second degree sunburns.
Second degree sunburn, blisters, nerve damage. It was bad.
So wear sunscreen, not a joke.
2 hours out in the sun and it was like I put cooking oil on my legs.
Yeah. The people in the other cars are looking at us like we're crazy because we're talking to a camera and yelling into it. That's okay. We enjoy our craziness. But yeah, I do go hiking with Shannon. I just don't like it as much as I like it. I enjoy it, but not as much. He could go out and hike all day long and be out there no problem. Me, after a couple of hours, I want to go home. I want air conditioning. I want a cold soda. I want my feet propped up.
So far, about 4,500 foot is about the highest that I've hiked so far. Which, that's quite a distance up.
Yeah.
We're at 1,600 foot where we live. So, that's a 2,400 foot hike in elevation. And that's small potatoes in comparison to what other people do, but it's a milestone for me.
Again, I mean, Shannon and I spent most of our lives in Michigan and Indiana. We've only visited Tennessee up until about 3 years ago when we moved here.
I've visited Tennessee for the past 20 years.
But he's never really done a whole lot of hiking here. He did go hiking with my brother once.
Mountain biking.
Mountain biking with my brother once.
Spent a week and a half here traveling around the mountains on our bikes.
Yeah.
And
Josh fell into a large hole. He thought it was a nice little mud puddle like what we get up in Indiana, and he went waist deep into the mud puddle, So
You wouldn't think it was that deep. It was barely big enough to fit his bike across it, if he was to put his bike across it. But as soon as his front tire went in, he just sank. It was like quicksand. To say the least, he didn't go through too many puddles after that.
yeah, tread with caution. That's our motto. But after living here for 3 years, I cannot imagine living back in Indiana. I do want to go back to visit. I was kind of hoping to go back and visit for Christmas. It doesn't look like that's going to happen because I can't get the time off, but that's okay.
We don't really like winter up there anyways.
We really don't. I do miss my family though.
Yeah, I miss everybody up there.
Like, I mean, you don't want to be around, there are certain people you don't want to be around all the time, and we've gotten so used to being around people that don't have little kids and youngins, and I would love to be around my nieces and nephews more than I am right now, obviously, but the benefits being down here is that we're not living in a neighborhood that has a lot of kids. You know, like the neighborhood that we have, there's one house that has a group of kids, and that's really all we hear. Everybody else is like teenagers or young adults, so it's nice and quiet. Right, or older, and it's quiet, which is nice. And sometimes I get around a lot of noise, and I just don't want to be around all that noise. But one thing I do miss most about my family is the family get-togethers that we have with the 4th of July, family cookouts, family reunions, Christmas, Thanksgiving. I miss all of that because of them being up in Indiana. So they really need to move down here so that they can be near us, because I mean, I think they would love it down here because they'd be away. Not very many people in my family, especially my parents, hate winter. That was a speed bump. But yeah, my parents don't like the winters up there in Indiana either. My brothers, they could take it or leave it. My youngest brother especially, he would really love to be down here in the mountains hiking and stuff with my husband. My nieces and nephews, I think, would really love it down here because there's like plenty of parks and places for them to just run around and be crazy with. Okay, so we're here at Jen's apartment. We're gonna go up and get her.